Hey guys, what's up? It's your girl, MissErickaKane. I know this is different from my usual transitional video diaries, but I wanted to do a response video on the whole Bruce Jenner, Diane Sawyer interview that aired last night, and I just wanted to give my thoughts, ideas, and suggestions about what I thought, about the whole interview. So, yeah. And plus, I have a gift. Well, not a gift, but I'm working on getting me a camera. I'm gonna get a camera next week. So the diaries are definitely gonna be more different. It's gonna, include more vlogging and just a more in-depth look into Miss Erica Kane's, life. So here we go with the Bruce Jenner Diane Sawyer interview. My thoughts. First off, I want to commend Diane Sawyer for doing an amazing job on interviewing Bruce Jenner, because it easily could have went left, because dealing with a transgender or someone who's in the transgender community or even the LGBT community, it can be a very sensitive subject, and certain people from the heterosexual community don't really know how to handle it or don't really know how to properly address it. But Diane was very, very understanding, very caring, very nurturing, and very just open, but nurturing and sincerely caring when she went in with this interview. And that's what I really, really love about how Diane Sawyer conducted herself and the tone of the interview. It reminded me so much of the Oprah interview that she did with Ellen when Ellen came out on her show. And my grandmother actually reminded me of that. And the interview was very educational, inspirational, and very, it was, I guess, a triumph for us in the transgender community, because we have another trailblazer to welcome to the trailblazing family we can honestly say that, is making a difference for us, or making it okay for us to do and say and be able to do certain things in the world. And I just think that was amazing. Diane, she went to ask Bruce. I'm sorry, there's a lot going on outside that's really distracting me, but anyway, whatever. Diane, she really went back in the interview and went all the way back to Bruce's childhood, and just to see where it all started and how she wanted to come about doing the whole transition. And I think that's very, very important. And Bruce also mentioned that she does not blame her parents for her, gender disorder or anything of that nature. So I just think that was a very good point to make in the interview. And let's see, another highlight for me was her wives that she was married to throughout the years was nothing but nurturing and caring. Like, you don't really find too many wives that'll be like, okay, you dressing up in women's clothing and I don't know what I'm going to do with that. But his wife, I'm so sorry. I'm just so used to, Bruce, she made it okay for Diane to use the pronoun he and him for the interview. So I'm just so used to, that. I don't know Bruce's female name yet. So I'm going to try to call Bruce Jenner Bruce, or I'll just say Miss Jenner. Or, I'm sorry. It's a little hard for me without knowing Bruce's new name. But as I was saying, the wives were definitely very supportive in the whole transition. They still stuck by her side, her side, and were just able to just move along with things, because at the end of the day, they knew what type of person Bruce was at the end of the day. So they didn't really care too much that, that Bruce is transgendered or going through a cross-dressing phase. Now, when Bruce began to do hormones, that's when things, I guess, started to change and things started to get a little bit more real. I, for personal, reasons, did not know that Bruce Jenner... Well, actually, I didn't know of Bruce Jenner until Keeping Up with the Kardashians. I didn't know who he was, or I didn't even know he was on the Wheaties box. I thought the only athlete I knew that was on the Wheaties box was Michael Jordan. But I guess, he was the first one to do that. So kudos to Bruce on that. And like I said, I didn't know Bruce prior to the whole Keeping Up with the Kardashians show. And I basically, didn't really see any signs that Bruce was going to transition or anything like that. When I heard about it, I kind of thought it was just another media spectacle or whatever, because, tabloids, they can make up anything, and they can try to bash people and make people feel a certain type of way or whatever. But this interview definitely cleared up a lot of things, and I'm very proud of a lot of his family members as well. All of his siblings, the whole Jenner clan, from his previous marriages before Kris Jenner. They were just all loving and accepting and participating in the interviews, and they were just very understanding and just very warm and very gentle with Bruce. Because sometimes, especially male family members, it's very hard for them to adapt and very hard for them to understand, people who are going through something as serious and as dramatic as a transition. So for, not only someone in your family, but your dad to go through it, it's like, wow. But they didn't see it like that at all. They still, his daughter was just like, well, we're okay with it, so what do you want us to call you? And Bruce just made it simple. Call me Dad. I'm Dad. And he basically gave the same speech to the kids that he has with Kris Jenner and the kids that Kris Jenner had prior to getting married to Bruce Jenner. And all of them were all accepting except for Khloe. And she made a statement saying that, well, if you don't have a JJ, then technically you're not a woman. And I'm just like, how can she... Well, I understand, one, that she's hurt or whatever, and it does bother her that it's coming so close from her, from her dad, someone that she knew as her dad. And she probably feels like she's been cheated out of life because, she lost her biological father and her marriage and things of that nature. So she's probably feeling like life has cheated her once again with, Bruce transitioning. And I just personally think that that's crazy. When you're transitioning, you're changing your outside to match your inside, as well as building your inside even more. So for her to say that, it just kind of takes me back, because she's such a big LGBT supporter. And it's just like, for her to say something like that, it just takes me back. Like, wow, you were just on RuPaul's Drag Race last season, yes, and the girls and all of this and that. But when somebody in your family becomes one of the girls, it's a whole nother story. So I'm a little confused and taken back by that from Chloe. Now, the kicker. Now, when Bruce in the interview mentioned which one of his kids took it the greatest or had the biggest come around off of it, I was honestly shocked. He actually said Kim Kardashian West. She is the biggest supporter. At first, he said at first that she wasn't as too keen about it. She thought maybe it was one of a deep dark secret she should keep, because she was the first one to actually see Bruce actually dress up one time, just dressing up as her. That's how they referred it into the interview. So she saw that and she just kept that secret. So Bruce was just, what can I do to help you to understand this? It's not going away. This is a part of me. This is something that I'm dealing with, and I'm still the same person. I still love you guys. And I guess she didn't really take, excuse me, she didn't really take too well to it at first, but it took her husband, who is Kanye West, to come around and, convince her that, it's okay that Bruce is going through this change, and that Bruce is still gonna be your dad at the end of the day, and you should accept someone just for being different. A change doesn't make a person. You could have all the things in the world, but if you can't be yourself, then who can you be? Who are you? So once she, I guess, got that little pep talk from Kanye, she was Team Bruce. Yes, Bruce, like, if you're gonna do it, you're gonna do it right, honey. And yes, I'm gonna help you. You gotta represent this family. You gotta bring it. And I was just like, So it took Kanye West to help you come around? Right. But anyway, yeah, and the interview was very hard on Bruce at one point, because he didn't want to tell the big secret, also because of his children. And his children meant a very great deal to him, so he just kept that secret for a very long time, until, his children were at an appropriate age or about to be grown to go ahead and go on with the transition. And now that Bruce is 60, she feels like she's about to just go full throttle with the, transition. She's already had her Adam's apple shaved down, and she said some facial work done as well. I think facial feminization work, but I really don't see it. I still see Bruce when I see the whole face. I don't know if she's done or not, but I don't. I do see feminine, like, certain things in Bruce's face that has changed over the process of me watching Keeping Up with the Kardashians, but yeah. But I'm happy. I'm happy for Bruce. I'm happy about this wonderful interview. This is a celebration, not just only for Bruce, but for transgender women everywhere, men, and the LGBT community. We have, like I said, we have another trailblazer on our team who's fighting for us, for equality, for love, for us to just be us and it be okay. And one more thing that they talked about in the interview, that Bruce said he's proud to, be the spokesperson or be a representation for the transgender community. And, it is pretty rough, how rough it is for African American transgender women, how they're being targeted and how they're being killed. And Diane, she read the rate of how many girls were killed and showed some pictures of some of the women who were killed this year and things of that nature. I think that was very insightful for her and insightful for other people as well, just to see a stepping stone, just to see a glimpse of what we go through as transgender people. Not all people in the world and in society will and understand and accept us. And it shows you that someone like Bruce Jenner, who was America's hero, can come out and just say, okay, I'm transgender, this is me, here it is, you know. And for him to be hounded by the paparazzi and all that media speculation crap, and still be able to withstand and still be able to do, at the end of the day, what she wants to do, I do nothing but applaud Bruce for doing that. And I am Team Bruce, you know, and I'm very, very happy for Bruce. I can't wait till we hear the name that she has chosen. And we also have to congratulate a former trailblazer, Laverne Cox. She just won a daytime Emmy, or I don't know if it was a daytime Emmy or a regular Emmy. I really don't know the difference. But she won an Emmy for Orange is the New Black. And I just want to congratulate her as well for that. She won that not too long ago. And yeah, this video is already like 16 minutes long. But I just wanted to comment in response to that wonderful video. that wonderful interview. And just wanted to let you guys know that I miss you guys. I've been trying to hold out, you know, at least till I get my new camera, so I can surprise you guys with vlogs and like more in-depth stuff that I'm going to talk about on the channel. And I also changed the URL address. It's youtube.com/Miss MISS Ericka ERICKA Kane KANE. That's it, MissErickaKane. So that's the new YouTube address for you guys to go and check out and save and type in. But you can still go to Couture Vanity and that will still work as well. But for, you know, for all you new subscribers out there, you can definitely use that new URL. I'll be mentioning it on the, you know, new videos that I do as well. But this one is just a response video to the Bruce Jenner interview. So I love you guys. I will see you sooner than you think. And take care and stay in the fight. Mwah.